Yeah. Sometimes, sometimes trying to help people from trying to help people you see that were in once in your position, that are in a position that you were once in. Sometimes it can get quite frustrating because they don't want to admit and realize what they're doing is hurting them, hurting people around them, jeopardizing their future, their mental health. And I try to come out of it in love, in a way that Jesus would talk to somebody. But sometimes I just be wanting to just spaz on somebody, bro. Like, you don't see this, bro. Look at you, bro. You're acting stupid. That's not the way. Um, yeah, yeah. I think when everybody starts assessing themselves daily, we could live in a much better place.
Hmm.
Sure.
I think the key when you're helping somebody is like, or you're in your goal is to help a lot of people, is that you got to realize the success rate is different. So like normally, chess, when you're checking chess, maybe 70% is passing. But when you're really working with people who need help, it might be 10, 15%. Or you gotta realize how you count your wins, because more people are gonna do the wrong thing, the right thing. And then when they actually do the right thing, that's a lot harder for them. That's a lot harder for someone to do. So when you do that, you got to count it as a success, and you can't really get swamped in the people who don't want to change.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's true. I was talking with somebody today who, at one point had, like a really rocky marriage. And, I guess, kind of like you, Jacob, it's like I saw things that like maybe they could tweak or whatever to, make the situation better. And, you know, it took a whole lot of patience, and like me not really telling them what to do for real, because sometimes we don't really know what's best for somebody, even if we do want to help. It's like, so sometimes I would just be like, yeah, I don't know. Because I don't know. It's like there are so many times where like I want to say something, like you just need to do this, or even in talking, like with my girlfriend, like, oh, well, you should just do this. But sometimes we just need to listen, you
Right,
know,
right, 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 right.
because it's like a lot of times people will come out and like ask you for help, or you'll be able to better serve them, in a way, um, by just listening to like what they're saying,
Right.
um, you know, um, and sometimes too, like we don't ever know what's going on in somebody's life,
Right.
or what they experienced, as children. Like I was talking with my mother today, and I was like honestly, mama, I was like, sometimes you kind of high strung. It's like, it's like my mama, she'll just get like real tense. She'll be talking and she'll like put her hands up and just be like, oh, ooh, 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 you know. And like when she does that, it kind of affects me. I'm just like, she getting all tense now about nothing, And so,
Right.
today I just like came out and said it, um, because me and like, my sister Jacqueline, like we'll talk about it sometimes too. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and just throw this out there because I want what's best for her, you know. And so, she ended up saying, thanks for the feedback, and just talking about how, I can, feel comfortable bringing anything to her. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, but I think a lot of that was just like shutting my mouth, because it's like, I don't want to be the person pointing the finger. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I think like, sometimes if we're not careful, we can end up being that. And, like then like nobody wants to be around somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like with my mama, you know, I was just like, well, I'm just gonna go for it because I had just like finished this seminar on like servant leadership, you know, and like I had, you know, like this great meeting, you know, having all these great conversations, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, I know that I'm in a good headspace to just put this out there, you know, where like she'll be able to receive it because I don't mean any harm at all, you know.
Yeah.
And I just think it was interesting. It was like an interesting topic, you know, because she ended up opening up about, you know, like her childhood, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, why she, you know, thinks the way that she does. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I think sometimes, you know, just like, you know, listening to the people, you know, is key.